Blessings, 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 my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope everybody is doing okay. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Yeah, man, another beautiful day. Hope you're up and running, getting yourselves ready to make it productive. All right, so you know the thing, we're going to be talking some cricket, lovely cricket. Going to be talking about our captain, Hayley Matthews. Her level of consistency, it has to be studied, my people. We need to study it. You know, she was named player of the match in the third T20. I mean, we lost. And she was also named player of the series. We definitely need some more ladies coming through with the quality that Hayley Matthews has consistently shown, right? We're going to talk a little bit about her. Plus, we will talk a little bit about the West Indies men. You know, they won the third and final ODI against Ireland to level the series. So we are looking to go up against England in the next in our next ODI series. And, you know, just going to talk about some things that we saw in the Ireland series. So just give a listen here until the end and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. All right, so let's start off with the West Indies women's captain, Hayley Matthews. Now, Hayley Matthews, my people, she was named player of the match in the third and final T20. She was also named player of the series. She scored a total of 177 runs and picked up 3 wickets, right? 177 runs, picking up 3 wickets. As I said earlier, her level of consistency, it has to be studied, my people. It definitely needs to be studied. Now, in yesterday's game, West Indies women lost the game by 17 runs. So England women, they scored 144 for 5. And in that innings there, Heather Knight, the experienced campaigner, she got 66 from 47. She was supported by Brunt, the captain. She scored 37 from 47. Now, bowling for the West Indies women, as they restrict England for that 144 for 5. Bowling for us, James, she picked up 1 for 4 from 2. Claxton got 1 for 15 from 4. And the pick of the bowlers, Hayley Matthews, getting 3 for 22 from her 4 overs. So Hayley Matthews, dear my viewers and subscribers, you know, showing all her worth, showing her dominance, both bat and ball. You know, very, very, we're lucky to have her. I will put it that way, my viewers and subscribers. We're definitely lucky to have a player like Hayley Matthews. So now let's just take a look at how our batting went. Now, for the West Indies, we gave it a go, but as I said, we lost by 17 runs. Hayley Matthews once again standing out. She scored 71 from 54. Imagine scoring 70 and picking up 3 wickets, right? 71 from 54. She was supported by Grimand, who got 15 from 16. Shabika picked up, she got 14 from 14. Right, those were the main contributors in that innings. Bowling for England, Lauren Bell, she picked up 2 for 11 from 4. We also saw M. Arlott getting 2 for 26 from 4. Charlene Dean, she got 2 for 31 from 4. And Smith, that's Leslie Smith, she got 2 for 25 from her 4 overs, as they were able to restrict West Indies women to 127 for 8. So once again, shout out to England. They won the series. But we have to say congratulations to Hayley Matthews. She continues to be a very, very strong, almost a strong unit, I can call her, an entire unit. But she continues to be a very strong captain for us. You know, she is always leading from the front. You know, I saw where somebody posted something on a social media platform yesterday saying that, you know, Hayley Matthews versus England. I won't go that far. But what I will say is, more often than not, you know, if she is not able to get runs or wickets, we lose games faster, right? Even when she performs, sometimes we still don't have enough to really get across the line. But if it is a day where she is not, if she's having a bad day, West Indies, instead of making probably 140, 150, we might get bowled out for something like 80 or 90. You understand? That is how impactful she is. And, you know, we definitely want our players to feel appreciated. And you know, she puts in these sort of performances everywhere. All the teams that we go up against, plus in different, you know, different franchise competition that she takes part in. She's always putting out those sort of displays. So we say big up to her. All right, before we go, my people, the West Indies men, they leveled the series against Ireland. You know, well, the series is finished, right? One apiece. Now, there are some things that we saw that we definitely need to address. You know, our ability to get off to a good start, is an issue. You know, this is something that we have struggled with for a while. You know, where the middle order batsmen, they generally come in to help us out, middle to lower order. Luckily for us, over the last year and a half, you know, we see where batsmen like from probably 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know, they get some runs. Not all of them, but you might find 1 or 2 of them getting some runs. But we need to be able to put teams on the back foot from early, instead of always trying to, you know, to sort of recover. We need to be able to put teams on the back foot, and you know, the best way to do that is to have our opening batsmen give us a good start. You know, I said this in a post yesterday, in a comment. I wasn't the biggest fan of She-Hope moving from opening the innings to number 4. You know, but I understand. I understand why they made that decision. And he's still being consistent, you know, and I can understand him trying to hold the team together. It's more of a chance of him batting to the end of the innings, right? But his qualities, he's so good. Whether he's at the top or in the middle, you know, I have faith that if it's his day, he will bat most of the overs. You know, so it's not a one-man team. So what I'm saying, if he is in the middle, whoever gets the responsibility to open the innings, they need to be able to maximize that power play. We cannot be every time that we even before we reach 10 over, we are 1 wicket down. Before we reach 5 overs, we are 1 wicket down. You understand? Evan Lewis and Brandon King, they are the ones that are being asked to bear the torch, or they are the flag bearers right now at the top. So they need to find some amount of consistency. And I mean, if Darren Sammy decides to give them a run, you know, we have to understand, because, you know, every time a man fail, we say, boy, change it up, change this, change that. You know, we have to understand that you still have to give players a go. You know, top teams, when they select a player or select a couple of players, they give them a go for a period of time, and then, you know, if it don't work, it just don't work. Unfortunately for us, over the last couple of series, you know, the opening spot is just not working, and we need to find the right combination. We hear Sammy and them talking about getting ready for the next ODI World Cup. That is something that we definitely need to get sorted out. You understand? Whether Brandon King and Evan Lewis is gonna continue, whether I see they draft in John Campbell now, so whether he's going to get an opportunity, whether they are going to look elsewhere, whoever they are planning to use, that is we definitely need to we cannot always be on the back foot coming out of the power play. So that is something that we need to work on. You know, I see where players are trying to rotate strike a bit more. That is something that we need to definitely we need to keep working on. When we go up against tougher teams, you know, we have England coming, we are going to need to rotate the strike, and that is a problem that I see at the top of the order. They believe that if it's not 4 or 6, they can't score. You have to rotate the strike, you understand? And I see where somebody was calling for Django to be replaced. The only change I would have made for the 3rd game, if I was making a change, I would probably give Joel Andrew a look in over Django. But I was explaining to someone that, listen, players like Amir Django, you need them in the team. Unfortunately, he hasn't, you know, he didn't really do much in this Ireland series. But players like these, you need them. You need a man that can stay at the crease, rotate strike. Obviously, not a test player, right? Not to play test cricket, but you need somebody that 50 overs, that's still a lot. You understand? You're gonna go up against quality team that's gonna probably take out your 2 openers quickly, probably, you know, lick down the first 2 or 3 batsmen and thing, and then, you know, you find yourself 3-2 down, or so. You need someone like a Django that he has the ability the technique to rotate strike. He will put away bad balls when possible. But you always need somebody, even though it's an ODI team. I mean, we can look and say Casey Carty is there, but Casey Carty is batting at number 3. Look in most ODI teams, you will find somebody like that at number 5. Obviously, you want somebody that like a Rutherford. Obviously, if Rutherford is there at 5 or 6, that is what you ideally want. Somebody that can go at the bowling, but they are technically sound to stay there if we need it. You understand? So I really understand why they are persisting with him. So in terms of the batting unit, you know, that is the issue that I'm having. The guys at the top, they need to really put it together. The middle to lower order, they are chipping in, doing their power hitting and all of that. We see Matthew Ford doing his thing, right? We see Justin Greaves playing like he has no sort of worry. You know, he's doing his thing. Now the bowling. We have the same problem, you know, when it comes on to picking up wickets, early wickets. We need to be able to pick up early wickets. You know, Jaden Seals came in this 3rd game and, you know, he was able to pick up an early wicket. He actually, I think he got the top 3 batsmen, if I'm not mistaken. Just off the top of my head now, but he picked up 3 wickets, crucial wickets. That is something that we need to work on, my viewers and subscribers, getting early wickets. You understand? We also need to make sure that in the middle overs, when the ball is getting a little bit you know, out of shape, we know the right thing. We remain disciplined, you understand, put the ball in the right areas, and, you know, just continue to support the bowlers in the outfield. So just wanted to touch on those things. We have a few more things to talk about, but we'll leave it for another video. Big up, stay safe, bless.